Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back to the video. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at the Amazon exclusive 2-pack. Here we have Kilowog, the Mega Fig, and of course Rayner, Green Lantern, the regular figure. As always, I'll be talking about the figures itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. This is what the front of the box looks like. This side, which just says Kilowog Lantern. The back of the box. The other side, we'll do top and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at this 2-pack outside the box. As always, you come with a card. The front of the card looks like for Rayner. The back of the card. And then put this in the back there. Front of the card for Kilowog. The back of the card. And then it does come with multiple accessories. It does come with a right hand for Rayner. Not much to it. You can see the lantern ring. It does come with this like armored for Rayner, of course, because you can't put this on Kilowog. Mine's kind of bent, which is a bit fine. Nothing too crazy. I thought it actually ripped, but it looks like it's not. It's just the way he was kind of put it in there. So, yeah, not much to it. Little sculpture design there, textured to it. And here's the back of it. And it comes with this katana-like sword. Nothing crazy or anything like that. Translucent. Green, of course. Huge long blade or sword. Look at that. I think it's almost 3/4 tall as Rayner. And it also comes with this huge hammer, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out who this belongs to. So is that hammer, the Green Lantern logo, the handle as well too, and there's the bottom of it, and here's like the side of it. And the great thing about this is it's actually pretty stiff. Nothing like that. Don't get your mind all twisted, but there you go. Get this for Kilowog. And it comes with 2 different lanterns. So here's a baby lantern. I say baby lantern because, well, you'll see what I mean. So here's Rayner's little lantern. Alright, there's the base. And here is Kilowog's lantern. I think it's massive compared to Rayner's. There's the back of it. The only downside of this particular lantern is the paint. This one has like a glossy green kind of look to it. You can see perfectly what I'm seeing here. You see that? This one is more matte, alright? Not as shiny, which is a bit unfortunate because I wanted more of that shine on this one too, to be consistent. And they do come with regular puck stands that they're on. We'll start off with Rayner. So, head articulation, left, right, up, down. Shoulder articulation. Bicep, elbow, there you go, wrist, then we do torso. Mine's a little stiff, yeah, it's stiff, there you go, there's some torso, swivel, leg articulation, knees, ankles, and last but not least, toes as well too. So overall, the articulation on this figure is pretty good overall. Now let's talk about this figure. And if you're wondering, Mondo, why does it look familiar? It's because we've gotten one too many Rayners. We've gotten this one, the one we all wanted. Then we have the lime green one, and then we have another lime green, which I don't have it with me. I believe it's a Target exclusive, or I can't remember which one is Target exclusive. And then we also have a blue one. So multiple Rayner figures, and here we have another Rayner figure, but this time it's actual green, not lime green. Again, you see what I mean in terms of the colors, but anyways, we'll start off with the headpiece. It has a white eyes. You know me, I'm a sucker for white eyes, It does have that mask. You can see that textured to it, right? The little design. You get the painted lips, the painted teeth. Looks nice. And the hair is black with a little bit of streaks of blue, which look nice, right? Very stylized, and a very subtle like smirk on him. And so the headpiece itself, it's fine. It's more comic accurate. There's not much to it. It's all like smooth chin and cheek as well too. There's no like bone structure, just a little bit of the jawline. So the headpiece, it's fine. And then you have the arm. The arms are just your typical lantern design in terms of this weird texture. I call it the lantern textured. You can feel it and see it. It does have the nice black paint, which I really, really like. Definitely stands out compared to other ones, which I'll show on and talk about in a bit. But in terms of the arms, just muscle tone arms. You got the gauntlets on here and the elbow. A little bit of design there. Then you got the hand. And then you have the other arm. And you have here, unfortunately mine did came with this kind of paint. Look at that, you see that? I don't know why it came like that. I don't know if I should have returned it or maybe just painted green. The good thing about this is actually green, not lime green. So I may paint this and just keep it as is. I did get it for a discount, but we'll see. And then here we have the torso. You can see the Green Lantern torso on the chest, the abdomen. Again, very muscle tone, not much to it. And here's the back of Kyle Rayner. Like I said, very clean Green Lantern or lantern textured feel to it, very muscle tone. But I do like that black paint is actually glossy. There's a little bit of shine to it. It makes it pop, especially with that texture. It really does pop even more. And so overall, the upper body on this figure, it's fine. It's a lantern figure. It's nothing bad or anything like that. It's just your typical lantern design, and so I think it looks good. There's not much to it. I mean, I don't hate it or anything like that. It's just a nice, clean looking, comic accurate Kyle Rayner, and this is the preferred, in my opinion, lantern because, like I said, there's other versions of him. There's this kind of green, and there's a lime green, and so to me, this is the ideal lantern Kyle Rayner figure. So for me, I like this green color as opposed to the lime green. But like I said, it's a nice, clean looking Kyle Rayner, so can't hate on it or complain. Does he do squats? Actually, he does pretty good amount of squats, so there you go. Here's the back of the legs, the hamstring. Not much to it in terms of the design. Again, more of that lantern textured feel. There's the back of the leg. Here's the side of the boot. There's the feet. The shin. And then the rest of the leg as well, to the thighs. And in terms of the lower body, there's really not too much design. I mean, of course, on the boot, but the legs itself, just very plain looking. Not much to it. Again, it's not a bad thing or anything like that. It's just there. And so, overall, this figure, I gotta say, it's a good, clean looking Kyle Rayner figure. And so, if you're looking for something amazing and super detail, well, unfortunately, this is not it. This reminds me similar to the Superman figures, to where a lot of the Superman figures are very just plain looking because, well, that's what his costume design is. And so I think for this particular figure, or this version of Kyle Rayner, I think it looks good. Like I said, to me, this is the best version so far because of all the Green Lantern Kyle Rayners, I think this is the best one because I do like this green. When I think of Kyle Rayner as a lantern, I always think of this particular green. Not lime green, this green. So to me, I like this figure. Clean, plain looking. I do like the black paint on it. It pops more compared to the other ones, which I'll show in a bit. So far, this 2-pack, definitely liking it. Now let's take a look at Mr. Kilowog here, the one that we've all been wanting, and here he is. He has arrived. We'll start off with the articulation. So, head, it's not really left to right. It's more like a swivel, right? Side to side type of thing. Up, down, it is limited. Shoulder articulation. Ooh, mine's a little stiff right there. Bicep. Elbow. There we go. Wrist. There we go. Torso. Ooh, pretty good articulation on the torso. Much better than Kyle Rayner. Wow. For a Mega Fig, it's pretty good. Swivel. Then we'll do leg articulation. Knees. If I can. The knees are pretty stiff. Ankles. and last but not least, toes as well. So the articulation on this figure, it's actually pretty good overall, except for the head. It's not bad, it's just kind of like limited up down, because he does hit back there, you see that? But everything else is actually pretty darn good, especially the torso. For a mega fig, pretty good torso articulation. Now let's talk about the detail of this figure, because again, this is the figure that we all wanted. We've been asking for it, and we finally got Kilowog, but we got him in the 2-pack with Rayner. Let's be honest, a lot of us got the 2-pack, including myself, just for Kilowog. Rayner's cool and all, but again, I mainly got him for Kilowog. And this headpiece looks really nice. One, look at that red eyes. You can see it on there, but nice red eyes. You got the painted teeth on there. You got this, whatever this is here on his face. You got that painted base coat of that pink, but it does have some brush marks of like brown, a little bit of black. You got some shadowing around the eye, which very subtle, but it looks good. Look, see that right there? The shadowing around the eye looks really, really nice. You got the pointy little ears on there, almost like a Batman. I know it's not, but you get what I'm saying. It was a joke. Here's the back of the head. You can see right here perfectly the shadowing even more. You can see more of that brown spot right here. Also right here on the neck. Definitely you can see it right here on top of his head. See that right there? So it's a base paint of pink, but it does have those like brown splattered paints all around, and it just makes it pop even more. And so this headpiece, I gotta say, it is a good looking headpiece. Is it amazing or top 10? Probably not. But for a Kilowog figure and the way it looks, I gotta say, it looks pretty darn good. Then we have the shoulder. Huge shoulder muscles. Then you have very defined and textured of that lantern textured feel, but you can really feel it here a lot more compared to another mega fig, which I'll show in a bit. You get a little bit of design here on the shoulder. On the arms, has that thick, and I mean thick lantern texture. Then you have here the gauntlet, a forearm, or you can see the joint on there, but it does like a armored piece on here, green with a little bit of light green on it, kind of look like a battle damage type of scuff marks to it, which looks pretty cool. There's the back of the arm, and then you have here the trigger hand. Again, more of that textured, and you can really feel that black textured. Damn, it's really defined. And here is the other side of the arm. And then over here is where you have the Green Lantern ring on here. I do like the ring. It's very shiny, glossy ring, which I like. So kudos to you, McFarlane, for that. I like little details like this. So this looks really nice. Right, once you see it with that black texture, and when you have light on it, it just pops. And also to that texture of the lantern, it's actually kind of glossy a little bit. And I like that because when you have a light on it, like I do right now, you see that right here? It pops. And when you have this right here, that Green Lantern ring, it just pops. It's a nice gloss. See that right here? Looks really nice. And then you have here the torso, huge Green Lantern logo, the white in the center of it. More of the like lime green scuff marks. Again, looks like it's been like he's in damage or been in battle. Very defined abdomen. Look at that. Look at those abdomen. Like almost an apex on there. You got the obliques on there as well too. More of that textured. And here is the back. Again, very defined texture. That's one of the things that if you do get this figure and you start playing with it, you will see how defined this texture is. Really defined. I will have to ding it a little bit because the back is just plain green. It doesn't have this kind of look to it. Like right here it's green, but then it has some like scuff marks or like lime green. I wish it had it also on the back just a little bit, just to make it pop more, because the back is very clean, plain looking, but in the front is where you see more of that detail. It's not a deal breaker, but it's kind of like, oh come on, you're right there. But you can really feel that texture in the lower back. More of that design here as well too, right? Man. Overall, I gotta say, the upper body on this figure, it is a great looking Kilowog figure. The headpiece looks solid. It looks really good. Not the greatest, but it looks good. The arm definition and detail looks really nice. I do like that ring paint. It looks incredible. Nice shiny green on it. It looks really nice. And then you have the rest of the body. Gotta say, solid design on this particular Kilowog figure, and McFarlane did a really good job on the upper body. Even though I have my gripes on the back, it's just plain green, it still looks really good. And for the articulation to be this good for a Mega Fig, you gotta admit, it's pretty darn good. Does he do squats? Oof, my boy, you gotta do some squats, sir. Come on now, come on, Kilowog. Here's the back of the legs or the hamstring. You got that just line on there. It kind of matches with the joints in the back, right? But you get more of that texture. I'm telling you, it's one of those, when you get this figure, you're going to really feel and see this texture, the lantern texture. Then here's the back of the boots. Very texture-like. Again, I'm bringing it up. Got a little bit of design here in terms of like bumps, scuff marks. Here's the side of the leg. Really feel that. And here's the front of the boots as well too. More of that lime green. And again, similar to the upper body where it's just plain green, same thing here. The back of the boots, plain green, but the front, you get that lime green scuff marks to it. Again, not a deal breaker, but it's like, come on, you're right here. Just paint a little bit more. You can see here what I mean exactly. You can see that more right there. See that? Then you have here the thighs. The thighs have this kind of line design look to it. And of course, the lantern texture. The unfortunate part is that the knees are matte. That's the one thing I'm kind of like, oh, come on, McFarlane. The knees right here, you see this? It's matte. Nice shine to it, matte. It's one of those, once you see it, you're like, come on, McFarlane, you were right there. You were right there. Just paint it. Again, it's not a deal breaker, but it's one of those, like, come on, you were right there, McFarlane. Just come on. Just paint this to match with this, right? Simple as that. And so overall, I gotta say, for the first time getting a Kilowog figure, McFarlane nailed this Kilowog Mega Fig. The height, the bulkiness, the design, I'm into it. I'll say this, run, this is definitely a must-have. I wouldn't be surprised it sells out. But again, you do have to get the 2-pack to get Mega Fig Kilowog. Like I said, all of us just got this 2-pack, including myself, just for this figure. I mean, it's cool, but I want this one. But we got him now, and here he is, finally, Kilowog. Now we need Guy Garner, Jessica Cruz on here, and Simon Bass, I believe that's the name. Maybe some other lanterns. But hey, only in time to tell. But so far, Kilowog looks incredible. I really like this figure, and of course, it's definitely a must-have, especially if you're a lantern fan. You gotta get this one. You gotta pay to get this figure, which I'll talk about the pricing in a bit. And so, to me, I really like this figure, and McFarlane did a really good job with Kilowog figure. Even though it has issues, fantastic job with it. Of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get this 2-pack? This is where it gets a little, because this 2-pack costs $69.99, $70. Right? Let's break it down. A Mega Fig costs $40. And then a regular figure now, well, $23. So in total, 40 plus 23, 63. Is it really worth the extra $7? It's a fair price, I'll be honest with you. So for $70 for what you're getting, it's a fair price. We've gotten multiple Kyle Rayner figures. It's just a repaint from the other ones, like I said. The base paint is a little bit better, I'll give it that. Kilowog looks, again, it looks incredible, top notch. And so for $70, it's more, honestly, of a fair price. Because again, $40 for the Mega Fig, $23 for the regular figure. And maybe you got some $7 extra to be to the 70. But yeah, the Lobo Amazon exclusive was also $70, but you got a figure, you got a motorcycle, you got different headpieces, and you also got the accessories, the guitar, and you got the Bulldog for $70. See what I'm saying? So I think for $70, it's more of like, okay, it's a fair price for it. If you can get this for maybe $60, you're good to go. I did get it for a discount price, so maybe it's, it doesn't hurt me that much. But for $70, to me, it's more fair price. Just because Kyle Rayner, he looks good, but I just don't, you know what I mean? I know some people are going to say, well, that's where your money's going, is for the Kilowog. True, but Mega Figs are usually $40. You're paying extra what, 30 bucks for Kyle Rayner. Like, he looks a little bit better than the regular one, but I don't know. So to me, for 70 bucks, it's more of like, it's a fair price. I got him for a discount price, like I said, so it doesn't hurt me that bad. But for 70, it's fair. Maybe wait for a little bit of sale. Regardless of the price, though, what I think about the figures, Kyle Rayner, he's cool. Great to have to a DC Multiverse. And like I said, I like this particular version of Kyle Rayner. So to me, yay. Kilowog, on the other hand, come on, he is a must-have. If you are a Lantern fan, boom, you have to get this 2-pack. If you just want a Kilowog figure, this is definitely a must-have. If you want a nice sculpted design Lantern figure with a lot of textured, this is definitely a must-have. He looks incredible, and I'm telling you, when you see him in person, he even looks much better. So overall, what do I give this 2-pack? I give it a solid thumbs up, even though I have my gripes on the paint. Even though it looks cool and the pricing is a little fair, overall, I gotta say, I really like it. And so again, for 70 bucks for what you're getting, it's fair price, yes, but overall, I give it a thumbs up. Here we have the Kyle Rayner Lantern figures. We have the Blue Lantern, Green Lantern, and Lime Green Kyle Rayner. As I mentioned throughout the video, this is just a repaint from some of these. A little bit of difference in design, but they're pretty much the same figure. I did mention regarding the black, like, Lantern paint. Like, look at the bicep right here, right? Hopefully my camera can pick it up. Come on, camera. Come on. There you go. So, look at the arm, right? It looks fine. But when you look at this arm, right, you can see what I mean. So, that's what when I said about the black paint, it's more consistent, right? Kind of matte right here, just a little bit. But when you look at this one, it definitely has a better shine to it, a black. So, that's why I said this, to me, is probably the best version of Kyle Rayner. Little things like this, like the black paint, it just pops. It just pops and looks much, much better. Just look at the bicep as well, too. Just look at that. Look at the difference, right? Little things like that makes the figure pop. So, to me, this one is definitely the version of Kyle Rayner that I prefer. And this is going to be the Gold Label McFarlane Online Store exclusive. I'm pretty sure it's Gold Online Store exclusive McFarlane, which sold out after some time. But anyways, here we have Lime Lantern, Green Lantern, and Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner. Here we have the Build-A-Figure aka Mega Fig, Atrocitus, Red Lantern, and of course, Kilowog, the Amazon exclusive one. In terms of the height, I would say they are almost the same height. If anything, Kilowog is, yeah, they're about the same height. If you want to count the ears as part of his height, then I would say, yeah, Kilowog is a little bit taller, but, I mean, it is just so minute. It's all about the posing and how you have the legs, but here we have the Atrocitus and, of course, Kilowog. I thought this one had a nice paint on the legs, like the lantern paint. I mean, the textured, right? And it looks really good, but when you have it next to this one, I mean, just look at the leg, right? Just look at, let me see if I can move the arms so you can see what I mean. Just look at the leg paint, right? The lantern design textured. This one has more shiny black to it compared to the Atrocitus one. But this is going to be the Build-A-Figure for the Black Lantern Wave. And of course, this is going to be Kilowog from the Amazon exclusive 2-pack. Here we have Hal Jordan next to Kyle Rayner and, of course, Kilowog. Now, look at the difference. Look at this, right? Very clean, not clean, but plain looking paint. But you got a lot of texture on this particular lantern. Look at the bicep, right? The inner thigh, the thigh itself, the torso, right? So much texture going on, right? Just look at the arm. And then you have this particular figure where it's more cleaner looking in terms of the design. But yet, he has so much bright colors. Look at the black. It just pops, right? It looks like he just put on polish. Polish on the paint, and it just pops. Just look at all that, right? Just look at that. Just nice and shiny, glossy black. So, the question you want to ask yourself, which kind of lantern do you prefer? More cleaner looking, that's shinier, or something like this, where it's more texture, but more muted colors? And then you have here Kilowog that has the best of both worlds. In terms of some parts be nice, clean looking, but yet some parts are very defined and textured. Then you have the nice glossy green, and some parts are just kind of matte, just a little bit. But here you go. Hal Jordan next to Kilowog and Kyle Rayner. Here we have Sinestro. This is going to be the collector's edition Sinestro. Fantastic figure. Man, to me, and till this day, I'll even say it right now. In terms of like the whole basic, clean looking lantern, it's still the best one. One, that black paint that's also present here, also present here. Number two, and this is the best part, that yellow paint, that pearl yellow, I'm telling you, when you see it in person, it just pops, and it just definitely looks much better. That's why I'm a bit disappointed on the paint on here, because I wish this Rayner had this kind of paint, like the pearl. Imagine this being pearl green. Oof, that would look fantastic, right? And then you have this Kilowog figure, huge, bulky, right? And then a mixture of like shiny green paint and so forth. But man, out of all the lanterns, I still think this is probably the best one. Because I'm telling you, when you see this in person with that yellow pearl paint, it's just going to grab your attention. You're going to be like, dude, why can't McFarlane make every single lantern figure look like this kind of paint? Pearl paint. But nonetheless, here we have Sinestro with Rayner and Kilowog. Here we have John Stewart. This is going to be the Amazon exclusive glow-in-the-dark lantern figure. Like I said in my other videos, in terms of the glow-in-the-dark lantern figures, to me, all the lanterns should be glow-in-the-dark. Because when I think of lantern, I always think of them being like shiny green. Perfect example of this. So if you've gotten this version of Kilowog and this version of Kyle McFarlane, if you're watching this, let's get a glow-in-the-dark edition Kilowog and Rayner. Maybe do another 2-pack, the same 2-pack, but this time glow-in-the-dark paint. If you do that, you got my money. Well, sort of, depending on the price, but you get what I'm saying. And to me, again, I just want this kind of glow-in-the-dark paint with all of the lanterns. Because even though it has light on it, you can see it right now, it has like a nice bright green paint to it. And that to me is what it should be. Like a kind of a shine to it, kind of like it's almost glowing. And of course, when you turn off the light, you can see it being glow-in-the-dark. But nonetheless, here we have John Stewart and of course, Kilowog and Rayner. Now that we have Kilowog, can we get Jessica Cruz, Guy Gardner, Simon Baz? Come on, McFarlane. Here we have another glow-in-the-dark figure, and also another Amazon exclusive. It's going to be Parallax. Like I said, I keep bringing this up, but I want to emphasize, glow-in-the-dark lanterns. Come on, McFarlane. Give us all the lanterns glow-in-the-dark. You did it with John Stewart already. You did it with this one. You can do it with Hal Jordan. You can do it with Rayner, Kilowog, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, Hal Jordan, and of course, Guy Gardner. Maybe other lanterns as well too, but anyways, here we have Parallax next to the other Amazon exclusive gold labels, Kilowog and Rayner. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me this figure? Do you plan on purchasing these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of the Amazon exclusive gold label 2-pack. That's going to include Rayner and finally Kilowog Megafig. And on to the next one.